Hello, and welcome back to the Internal Energy Show. Presents Conversations on Consciousness with me, Manette, the Internal Energist, and my amazing guest, Brenda Calvin.
Yay!
And during the break, we got on a subject that we really wanted to talk about, and we were talking about what's been going on here really recently with the energies.
Yes.
So you were talking about the solar
Yes,
energies.
solar energies, but also this last Friday evening, we had a very rare event. And it was a close incoming comet, as well as full moon and a full lunar eclipse. So this is a full moon on its own, lifts the tectonic plates of Earth and changes the tides. So then when you have these other forces that are happening at the same time, this is just really extraordinary. And I believe it's very much lifting us, elevating us to new heights. And we're still sort of in the wake of this. This is on Monday, after this happening on Friday evening. We're still in the wake of this.
I agree.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that are even having, like different chest congestions and different.
Yes.
So imagine if it's lifting tectonic plates. And it's, it's changing ocean tides. This is our electromagnetic field around the Earth. What do you think it's doing to our bodies?
Right.
So this is when we were talking about some of the people really having discomfort in their body or different things. Grounding seems to be a really amazing thing because, you're talking about the solar energies in that rare event.
Yes.
And then you couple in the Earth's frequency. The Earth has this frequency, it's called the Schumann resonance. And for centuries it's been 7.83. They call it the Om frequency. And, it was very grounding and very relaxed, but, it equated more to like theta state. It was very relaxing for your brain. So when you go outside and you feel grounded and relaxed and calm, that was that frequency. And in, since 2014 to 2016, they had spikes where they ranged anywhere from 8 to 16. And so we went from that 7.83, which was like a relaxed calm, to an awakened calm. And here in 2017, I've been hearing there's spikes upwards of 27,
That's right.
28. So that's more than triple of what the normal frequency is. So now it's not the awakened calm, it's awakened.
Yes.
It's that awakened frequency. So what do you think some of the effects are that are having?
Well, I think the body is trying to acclimate at this point, because there was this fairly constant energy that we, whether we were aware of it or not, it was always there. Mm-hmm. And so the body is trying to acclimate, the mind is trying to acclimate, and I believe that this is part and parcel of the awakening process of activating the pineal gland, activating the pituitary gland, and moving us forward. Mm. The solar flares, and we haven't had so many flares as of late, but we have had huge coronal holes that have sent what are called CMEs, coronal mass ejections, and basically solar wind to the Earth and the Earth's magnetic field, causing what we know as a geomagnetic storm or northern lights or auroras. Mm. And for a long time, they're so beautiful.
They're so beautiful. They're breathtaking.
But many people don't realize that this does indeed have a huge effect on the human body, that it changes the ionic ratio of the atmosphere. And so this is part and parcel also of activating the pineal gland. The small gland, pea-sized gland inside of the brain that is phenomenal. My understanding is that there are rods and cones just like the physical eyes, and that it's hooked into the optic part of the brain as well. And so we need to do what we can to not calcify this gland. There are a number of things that calcify it.
Yeah, fluoride is a big calcifier of it.
Is a big one. So this is a tool. Listen up. Another tool is to use toothpaste that does not have fluoride, and to somehow, whatever water it is that you're drinking, spring water is the best. But if you have some sort of purification system, make sure that it is removing fluoride. Carbonation, like carbonated water, is another one. If it's not from a source that is carbonated naturally. And then any kind of fast food and any kind of processed food. I was speaking to one of my students who's a doctor. I said, did I miss anything, for calcifying the pineal gland? And he said, yes, smoking. That would be another one, he said. So these are small measures that you can take to make a difference in bringing through this evolution, this transformation of your body with grace and ease. But there are so many celestial events sending energy into Earth right now. And again, we are trying to acclimate, and we have many at the same time. For example, just the normal, our Earth is rotating around an inner axis at 1,000 miles per hour. Simultaneously, we are moving around a star known as our sun, something like 67,000 miles per hour. Then we are simultaneously moving as a solar system around the galaxy, some astronomical number, 515,000 miles per hour.
Wow.
So these are enormous forces. And then now we're adding on all of these other things that we've been speaking about.
And now we're tripling the frequencies, and having
Yes.
these spikes that are oscillating with us through the
Yes.
energy. So imagine if it's affecting the tides, you know how much, the Earth's primarily water, and our bodies are primarily water. So even if you might not think it's having an effect on you, it's having an effect on you.
Yes.
Whether we want to be aware of it or not. And it could be
Yes.
headaches, like we said, unusual
Yes.
sleep patterns, unusual eating patterns. But this is the time now where it seems that Earth is really contributing to our next level of consciousness, this level of awakening for all of us to realize we're all connected.
Yes.
And we're all together, and we're all on this journey and experience together. And I know it seems that there's chaos out there now, and I felt a big energy when we talked about this earlier, but what if this is the change we've been looking for? What if because everybody's been looking for change, it seems like. Everyone's been kind of upset or dissatisfied with the systems that are in place.
Well, I think that this kind of chaos usually precedes a major shift. It's almost as if the old dysfunctional systems have to sort of fall away. I equate it often to when we had baby teeth, and the baby tooth falls out, but it doesn't just fall out on its own. It's because a new adult tooth is emerging. And so I feel like that there is a new paradigm emerging. There is newness, fresh energy that is coming, that is more sustainable, frankly. And so the old, I have heard for years that the old has been held up by Band-Aids and scaffolding for a
the little
long
toothpicks as our
time,
foundation.
long time. So it is beginning to show wear, if you can call it that, and more and more people are beginning to be aware of transparency and how important this is in our world, how to bring forth, truth. And to not be in a world that is, how do I phrase it? A world that is a facade of what is real. And so this is what's coming forth. We are going to be moving into an age where we communicate telepathically. The veil between densities, between dimensions, are getting thinner and thinner. And I'm sure some of you out there have been experiencing some of this as well. Unknowingness, seeing something out of the corner of your eye where other densities, other dimensions are being exposed to you, being brought forth, because this veil is ever so thin now.
Yes,
So-
yes. And I noticed a lot of people are even struggling with confusion because of this.
Yes.
Because when it seems like your mind is so aware of the other dimensions and the other realities that are going on, and it becomes so expansive, and you're aware of these other beings, that when you come back to this brain, your brain says, whoa, okay, let's put this in some kind of order we can understand in this
Yes.
reality, in this 3D. And it can be kind of overwhelming or forgetful, and so we
Yes.
lose time, we can lose memories, we can, it
Yes.
seems like it's affecting us in quite a bit of a way. So I know a good tool for that for me is to just be aware that that the chaos, and I like to do clearings. So for me, we were talking about asking a question.
Yes.
So the one I like is, what would it take for this, because everybody's ready for change, what would it take for this to be the change we're looking for? Anywhere you felt hopeless or stuck, or like nothing was going to change? What would it take for this chaos to be the change that we've been looking for, to create not only a new conscious planet, but a higher frequency and vibration that's sustainable here, to have this symbiotic relationship with us and the earth and humanity? So anything that doesn't allow that to happen, I'm open to receive, So I always say this clearing statement, POC and POD. So anywhere that was created, we want to undestroy it, create and undestroy. That way we can start to create something new, because all these systems that are in place, like she said, it's time for something new. I think
love
a lot
that.
of us out there are ready for something new.
I love that, Manette. That's beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Another thing that you could do just by hearing our voices today and hearing the content of this message is to know that you're not alone. Because sometimes we are going through whatever the experience is, whatever your truth is on your path, and you're acclimating to all of these different changes, but you feel as though you're alone.
Yes. And it's so amazing, the awakening and remembering. You think these things are coming back. Well, I don't even want to discuss this with anybody, because
This is too weird.
This might be a little woohoo.
Yeah.
I don't have. So no. There are people out there that play in the weirdly wonderful and what you may call
Yes.
woohoo, but what it is it's the magic that's in you that you're remembering.
Yes.
And with all of us remembering the magic that what's in us, our lights shine brighter. So what would it take for all of our lights to shine as bright and come out of the shadows, for us to start to co-create a brilliance of light that lightens anywhere there's been the shadows of the old systems that were in
Yes.
place. So no, there's so many resources out there. There's online Facebook groups. So no, you're not alone, because the separation is created by your mind. So step out of your mind and start to fill your heart.
Absolutely.
And that's where you can find your light and really start to play.
Absolutely.
Expand what you know, because only you know it.
The other thing that I would say is spend more time in nature. To go hiking, or to just, even if you can't make it up to the mountains or wherever where you're really out, even if you can go to a park or an area where you can get your feet in the grass, you can get your feet connected to earth. There is this whole sort of genre of earthing that's going on, and so we wear shoes that have rubber soles, and we have lost connection to the earth. So this is a way for us to sort of reconnect and ground ourselves to Gaia. Gaia being the soul essence of our planet. And so we can connect, and it's amazing how that just brings in this sense of peace and calm and that feeling of, okay, I'm okay. And so talking to yourself is another, I'm okay. This is just, I don't have to know all of this all right now in this moment. I'm really good on my feet. Talking to yourself about how I'm acclimating. I know this is better than I can even imagine. I know that I am an extraordinary being that's having a temporary experience in this physical form, and that I always laugh, Manette, on Halloween, because it's like we're going to dress up again, because we're already in a costume, you see. We're already wearing a human costume. And so for us to just step back for a moment and realize that we are a spiritual essence first and foremost, and that we are temporarily in a physical body.
Yes. We're infinite beings. Infinite beings. Anything's possible. But in this reality, it seems that we get so bombarded by the chaos and those lower vibrations that it causes disharmony, and we forget that, and we start to function as finite beings, only from thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And that's not very expansive, because there's only two types of energy. You're either expanding or contracting.
That's a good point.
So, when you're asking these questions, you start to expand. But when we were talking about the Earth and her frequencies changing, her frequency affects our brain waves. Yeah. So when we go out and connect with her, even with these spikes happening, our energy is going to resonate with whatever is around us. Our body fights it, or it starts to. So you have these tools that help you maintain your resonance. But what's going on with the Earth, the grounding, is you start to resonate with her. And how much more powerful is that?
Yes.
You become acclimated and start to resonate with her frequency and her harmony, and that really just is so grounding. It's so expansive. It's so light. And that's easy. I'm a tree hugger. I'm a tree hugger and a flower sniffer. I cannot pass by a tree, so especially if someone just called to me, hug me. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
And I don't apologize for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the flowers, I have these amazing roses out front, and I just can't, the flowers and nature is just so beautiful to start to connect. So that's a really great place if you're having, a little difficulty right now integrating with some of these frequencies or having pains in your body, to just go find some earth. And that way your body can start to, because a lot of the pains we're finding is from us fighting that resonance and that frequency shift. So that earth grounding like that will just help you have more ease with that in a gentle, kind way to you and your body.
And I've also had a lot of clients that say, man, I'm just so tired. I don't have enough energy. And I believe that this is also a part of this. There's a chasm between where we are moving to and what we're being asked to step up to, and where we have been operating on baseline. And so that often will tend to make people tired. And when they go off to sleep, if they're able to take a nap or whatever, when they go off to sleep, then the body sort of resets and adjusts upward. And so if by chance you can have the opportunity to take a short nap, or even just to lie down for a few moments. We used to be able to just say, hey guys, I need a moment, and I would go in my office, close the door, and just take a few moments to be. And maybe a 5-minute meditation even can make all the difference, and just sort of reset or recalibrate where we are vibrating. Literally, it's megahertz.
Yes. And it's overwhelming now because we're doing it in a physical body.
Yes.
So we're going through all of these changes, in a physical form. The spiritual, emotional, physical, ascension and enlightenment, awakening in this body. So that's really exhausting for our body. So make sure you take time to honor it and not to judge it. If you're feeling really tired, ask your body, do you need a nap? Okay. And just, don't make it wrong, like you're supposed to function this or whatever that was, because we're in a new time now. And this is a new paradigm and a new way for creation. So honor what's required for you to find what's right for you.
It definitely is merging timelines.
Yes.
And dimensions. And,
really fast.
And this is going to be, a time in which we are dancing in multiple dimensions simultaneously. And we're going to get very good at it, but right now it's a bit like we are on training wheels.
Exactly. I see it as on training wheels.
We're just kind of getting used to it. And you know how that was when you first got on your bike with training wheels. It was like there was an adjustment that had to be made, and then it became second nature.
And before you know it, you're flying or riding with no hands.
Exactly.
Just allowing the,
wind in your hair.
Yes, really free.
Yes, very free.
Yes.
So I can assure you that what is coming may have a transitionary period that will look perhaps a little bit scary or look a little bit chaotic. But what is emerging is extraordinary, beyond what we can even dream at this point, beyond words, frankly.
Absolutely. This has been an amazing show. And if you have any questions too, feel free to reach out to Brenda on Facebook or me on Facebook. We have ways where we're able to contribute. And sometimes we even just have these little posts where we just, just encourage people, to choose differently, or let them know that it's a choice, what they're experiencing, because our choices and our ability to receive is what's creating our reality. So what would it take for all of us to create a reality together, in harmony and peace, and to have this awakening come with ease and speed, and this chaos to have that conscious connection we're all looking for, because the separation's in our mind, the connection's in our heart. So when we start to play from that space, our heart space, anything's possible. We can create anything. And as co-creators, co-creating with amazing beings, anything's possible, because I truly believe we were given these gifts from Creator to be creators.
Totally.
So anywhere that you haven't acknowledged yourself as a magnificent, potent creator that you truly be, yes, that. So embrace that in yourself, acknowledge that in yourself, and honor yourself. And please, Brenda, tell them where they can get in touch with you if they're drawn to have a session, or just reach out and say hi.
Thank you. It's Brenda at brendacalvin.com, BrendaCalvin. and also on Facebook, certainly. And I appreciate so much you having me on the show, Minette.
I so appreciate you playing and just sharing these tools with everyone,
Yes.
you know, so we can all have that transition and that awakening to start to co-create with ease. I'm on Facebook also, Minette Internal Energist. I'm a certified professional life coach, and I play in a lot of different modalities. So anything that doesn't allow you to have an amazing, grand, and glorious day, you know, our love from us.
Love.
Have an amazing day.
Thank you.